Oi, oi, we're on a different angle. It's the angle of the dangle. It's a right mess up here. Master System collection, way looking good. Some spines and some front inlays on show. Loving it. Since I changed it round, changed the units. This is half the collection. The other half is round the other side on the same unit, back to back. Looking beautiful. Means the world of difference that I've made it so that you can see stuff and you can enjoy the artwork and that. Well, that's only little old me that comes up here and has a look. I've currently got my NES cabinet collection sort of in the middle. I need to board out the other side of the loft, but time, money, effort, I can't be asked. Too busy watching films, playing games. Never mind. Anyway, why am I up here? What am I doing? We're up here again, and this is a VR to a video that was put out by Goldtooth, the Girthmeister. He put up a video a couple of weeks ago now. It's taken me that long to get my arse up here. What is your most favourite addition that you've added to your collection or games room, whatever, since you've been a YouTuber? Now I thought long and hard, and there was a few sort of things that sort of sparked the old grey matter, and I thought and then I thought, well, that was present really. It wasn't a pickup as such. One of the first things I'm looking at now, Altered Beast version of Mega Drive, the console. I originally had the Sonic, but I always loved the little bit of the artwork and the Altered Beast Mega Drive, but that was a present from H. Then it was, again, I was downstairs and playing games on me 360, and I thought, that's probably gonna, and then I've realised it was a Christmas present from H. My Gears of War 3 Xbox, the red wicked one. Anyway, thinking long and hard, and I thought, and now this is not down to the price of it, although it's bloody expensive, but it's not about that for me as to why it's my favourite item. It's an item that I always thought, I'm never going to own that. I'm never going to put the money into that, because there's other games on the system that I still need to get that are similar money. But I'd always joked with a fellow YouTuber, Retroed UK, and he thinned out his Master System collection a couple of years back, and I managed to tick off a few off the list, like Streets of Rage 2, what's the other one? Masters of Combat. I managed to get a couple of games off him, some big hitters, and he sorted me out some stellar deals. And I always joked, if you're ever going to get rid of that game, sort me out, or put it in your will, leave it to Rog, because I honestly had just kind of thought it was one of those games I'm never going to be able to get round to buying. Never want to put the money into it. There's always other stuff that I would much rather have, but I deep down, I remember a pal of mine, Braintree James, picking this game up, and I'd pop round to his house one morning, skiving off work, while I was on the road. I had a job round the corner, so I was only there for a little bit, but his postman turned up, and he had this game in a bubble wrapped envelope, and it was in a protective box, and he went, mate, come in, come and look at this. And I was only picking up the game, some bits that I bought off him, and he went, come in, have a look at this. And he showed me the receipt, and I'm like, what? You're mad. And he had paid 333 quid for this game. Must be over 10 years ago, 10, 15 years ago. And I just couldn't get my hand around it. That was that expensive way back then. But strangely enough, out of all the games that have gone up in price and gone stupid money, I mean, there's games on the Mega Drive now that hit over 1,000 quid all day long. But this game hasn't really gone up in price relative to a lot of other games. So things like Streets of Rage 2, that was always like a 70 and 90 quid game 15 years ago on the Master System. Now it's 400, 500, 600, 700 quid, depending on how mint you want the copy. So, but this game has always stayed around that sort of 300 to 400 quid. But it's got such a history about this game, and I managed to grab it off of Ed. He offered it to me first for a great price. I believe it was for what he paid for it way back when, and he sorted me out a stellar deal, and as I say, I'm just so pleased. And it's not about the money, it's more about the fact that it's one I've finally managed to get with the help of an absolute legendary friend, Retroed UK, and I managed to get a bloody Smurfs game. A bloody Smurfs game that I've actually got a better edition of on the Mega Drive. But if you know, you know. This game, about the legend, the lore of it, wow, what a game. And actually it is, I think it's really good. I love platformers, so what can I say? But what a great thing to have in your collection, and thanks to the legendary Retroed UK, sort me out a stellar deal. I managed to tick it off the list. As I say, I'd really just become content with the fact I'm never gonna, it was one of those things, it was one of those things that were never going to be added into the collection, and it got added into the collection, and that's really why it's here. It's not about the money that it costs or the fact it's an expensive game. I've got more expensive games. I think this is the most expensive I paid out cash for, but absolute stellar deal from Ed, much appreciated. And this is my favourite or best, most memorable addition I've added whilst being on YouTube. Smurfs game. Anyway, if others can get involved, because I've seen a few people do this video, a VR to Goldtooth, but not that many. So please get involved. If you do videos, whack a video up. Let us know what your best addition is since you've been doing the old YouTube. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'm going to get to moving and shifting, doing some other bits now. Happy days. Bye-bye.